Welcome to SportsZone. It's your host, Steven Lucero. Just kidding, it's John Phillips. I'm joined by Carson, Starke, and Rohan Srinivasan as we talk NBA. This is an anticipated block. I can't lie, guys. I'm very, very excited to talk about this, especially when we get to MVP. But first, I got to ask you guys, Rookie of the Year, Cooper Flagg. He showed a lot this year, 50-point game recently. Is he the Rookie of the Year? Has he done enough? Has he clinched that award for you guys?
Oh, well, absolutely. Me and Carson are in agreement for the first time, and it will be the last time.
Yes, sir.
But Cooper Flagg is averaging around 21, 7, and 5. He's playing absolutely unbelievable with little to no help around him. I get why Knippel is the guy. He can shoot the lights out. Actually, 34 points against the Mavs on a back-to-back night. So good job for him, but Cooper Flagg is my Rookie of the Year.
Carson, he said you agree. Do you agree?
Oh, I for sure agree. I think it has to be Cooper Flagg. That 50-point game just solidified it. He had 50 points. Let's see here. He had 50 points on over 50% shooting. He had another game right after that with 45 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. He's been playing well all season. I think he kind of got to a shaky start whenever Nico Harrison was still the GM of the Dallas Mavericks and Jason Kidd had him running point guard. But I think a guy like Brandon Williams has helped him out. And his supporting cast has been so bad this year. The Mavericks are obviously tanking, trying to get, maybe one of those studs that are coming out of college this year. Knippel's been playing great. He shoots the ball well, but I think I lean Cooper Flagg just because he's the first option. He's been so productive as that first option whenever Con has an elite offense around him with guys like LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, other high-powered offensive players. But I think John disagrees. So.
I do disagree just a little bit. I think that Cooper Flagg has shown the most star potential. The 50-point game, you can't doubt that, right? But if you look at who contributes to winning the most, I think it's Knippel. I think that the shooting that he brings to the Hornets has allowed their offense to be one of the best in the country since January. And you just look at the highlights and he torches Boston. Knippel is such an elite shooter. I feel like I have to go with him. But Cooper Flagg, he's done a lot. And I think mentioning that Jason Kidd ran him at point guard, what do you guys think about that? Because he did a similar thing with Giannis back in the day. He gave him those point guard minutes, kind of got him more used to being on ball. What do you think about Cooper Flagg getting those minutes?
Kick to the rim, out to Green, that's a three, and it's good. Williams misses on the fadeaway.
That's right. With these Hornets, in these highlights, you see that everyone on the Hornets is contributing to that offense. You have LaMelo, you have Brandon Miller, you have Knippel, you have a lot of really talented offensive players. So I get why you guys think that Cooper Flagg's Rookie of the Year. He has had to do more with less, but I don't know. I think that the award to me should be who's having the best rookie year, not who's going to be the best in the future. So I think for me, I've got to go with Knippel. I don't know. I think it's tough, but just watching these highlights, the spacing that he brings to the Hornets, the gravity that he has on the court, he's having one of the best seasons of all time shooting the ball as a rookie. It's just absurd stuff. And Carson, I have to ask you, what do you think about that?
I think it's definitely valid just because the Hornets' success has a lot to do with the players that are outside of Knippel, but that's a huge part because whenever you have a shooter, shoot 45% as a rookie, and you have to predicate your game plan so much on him, don't leave Knippel. Even I'm playing NBA 2K, gotta go into my settings, tell him to deny the ball, so Knippel shoots the lights out of basketball. So I think it's brought a lot to the Hornets, but I honestly want to give the Hornets success more so to Charles Lee and the coach because he's really brought that team together. They made some trades like that Kobe White trade has really elevated him scoring off the bench. So I think there's just so much more that has to do with the Hornets' team success. If the Hornets were still like the 11th, 12th seed, I don't think we'd be talking about Knippel so much. It'd be more of a clear runway for the Flag. So that's why I lean for the Flag because I think team success is Knippel's main argument. Like, he can shoot the ball.
Rohan?
Yeah, and I want to also say something. I want to see how much y'all value this. Cooper Flagg is averaging more points, rebounds, assists, and steals than Con. How much does that matter, and how much do you take that into play?
I think it's tough because you look at Cooper Flagg and he is leading in those counting stats, but then you look at the efficiency and there is such a huge gap. And that is because we talked about it before the show, Cooper Flagg is taking on a load that a rookie is not going to be able to handle fully,
right.
But I do think that it just depends on what you value as a fan. Some people think that the points, the rebounds, the assists, the people that think Luka should win MVP, they value the points, the rebounds, and the assists. And the people that think Shea should
we're
win.
We're going to get into that.
But no, I definitely understand why you guys think Cooper Flagg should win Rookie of the Year.
Sure.
It's pretty remarkable. They both came out of the same Duke team also.
How did they not win the title?
I don't know. Josh Hart?
Well, because of a missed shot by Cooper Flagg.
Not clutch. But you mentioned Charles Lee being a big factor for the Hornets' success, and I want to know, do you think that he's done enough to earn Coach of the Year, or do you think that should go to someone else? What do you guys think for Coach of the Year?
No way.
I don't think so.
No way?
I don't think so. I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta say it has to be Joe Mazzulla. Personally, as a diehard NBA fan, I saw the Celtics. Tatum got hurt, like a 6th seed. maybe a 7th seed play-in position. But no, that team is playing phenomenal. You have guys like Baylor Shireman coming off the bench and being productive. Didn't know who that was before the season. I think it really has to do with Joe Mazzulla's mentality. Also, Brad Stevens, who could be in the running for Executive of the Year because of what he's done with this roster. They lost Drew Holiday and Chris Porzingis, guys that were from this 2024 championship roster, and he's turned these role players into elite role players and surrounded Jaylen Brown most of the season. Now they have Tatum back. When we get into tennis, we'll talk about the Celtics more.
Not only that, because they were 35-19 with just Jaylen Brown. You add Jason Tatum into that mix is incredible. And for me, talking about contenders, I have the Celtics. If any team can beat the Thunder, the one team can beat the Celtics, in my opinion.
Wow,
that's about it.
Out of the entire league, you think that the Celtics have the best chance? The only chance?
Thunder are my favorites for sure, but if anybody's going to beat the Thunder, it's the Celtics.
That's very interesting. So I'm guessing you have them as strong favorites in the East, or?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, to Cade Cunningham with his collapsed lung, that is an unfortunate situation. Really pray for him, but it is what it is. The Celtics might just beat the Pistons, I believe.
Carson, do you think that the Celtics are these favorites in the East, or do you have another team?
I think they're definitely the favorites in the East. The team I do want to shout out though real quick is the Atlanta Hawks. They have been playing remarkable since the calendar year 2026. Nickeil Alexander, I think, is I want to say sleeper, but he's a true contender for most improved player. He came from the Timberwolves where he was a good off-the-bench player. Now he's averaging 20 points. And some of the highlights you see, kind of playing like his cousin SGA, which of course Mike Breen mentions every time he's on the broadcast. But they've been playing great. Jalen Johnson, who's averaging 22, 10, and 8. He gets a triple-double almost every other night when you look up. So shout out to the Hawks. But I don't know if they'll have enough to beat Cleveland, who's probably going to be the team that they play in the first round. That's the Celtics, definitely the team to beat in the East.
Yeah, and his cousin does play a lot like him. And honestly, the free throw jump he's taking this year, he's looking a lot like Shea in the star jump. So I don't know. I think next year we got to watch out for him. But we got to talk about the West. That's the stacked conference. You know, we have OKC, San Antonio. Tell me, who do you guys have as the favorite in that conference?
It's not a stacked conference to me. It's OKC. I mean, I know I get a lot of hate for Shea, but this guy's amazing. On and off the court, productive, efficient. Not my MVP, but still, that doesn't mean they won't make it out of the West, but they'll win the chip, if you ask me.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think of course, if you guys didn't know, I'm a Thunder fan, diehard Thunder fan. But them boys in San Antonio, oh my gosh, that man who wears number 1, I don't want to say his name, he scares the lights out of me. 4-1 against them this year. I know one of the games, not too many people were healthy, but they scare the crap out of me. So I really think that the NBA championship comes down to the San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder this year, with the Celtics fighting in the East. But I think it comes down to those two teams.
Because, as a Thunder fan, I want to ask you: does it bother you that San Antonio head-to-head, that they're not the better team, but head-to-head, they've gotten the better of it for a long time? So.
I think it bothers me, but it also makes me a little feel more comfortable in a way, because it's like, okay, this is a team that we know has dominated us. Christmas Day, I was kicked up, opened my presents, I was looking forward to a win. And we got manhandled by the Spurs, so I think it really kind of ignited. We had a rough stretch there, going I want to say 18-12 in a 30-game stretch, and now we're 24-2 in the last 26 games. So I think we kind of needed that, but it scares me a little bit, but I still have confidence in my team.
So if the West is between OKC and San Antonio, is the MVP race down to Shea and Wembanyama?
Why don't
Carson,
you start with this?
Carson, who do you think the MVP is?
Oh, the defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder have the back-to-back MVP, Shivante Gilgeous-Alexander. There's no debate. There is really no thing to it. The Denver Nuggets game solidified it for me, hitting the step-back 3, 35 points, 15 assists, efficient, 55% on 30 points per game. Hasn't been done since Michael Jordan, who's arguably the greatest player ever. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Let's see what he has to say, but don't get it confused.
Yeah, Rohan, you said you didn't think he was the MVP.
I'll make one quick point here. I'll make one quick point. Do you know there's an NBA ref in Carl Lane? What shoe is he wearing? He's wearing SGA's shoe. Are you kidding me? It's literally called the Charm Black Edition.
They are nice shoes, though.
They're very nice, absolutely.
I have two myself.
You want to see it right here? It's right here. It's very nice. It's very nice. However, the NBA ref is wearing his own shoe. What do you think is going to happen?
What's he supposed to wear on the basketball court? Non-basketball
Regular
shoes? Non-basketball shoes?
Go to Academy.
You want him in loafers? You want him in loafers on the court?
But just go to Academy. Don't wear an MVP candidate shoes, because we're going to look at that and say, no wonder why you go to the free throw line.
And speaking of the free throw line, who's your MVP candidate? I believe he has more free throws than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Absolutely, and I have Luka Doncic. Can I make my case for MVP?
Go ahead, Rohan. Floor is yours.
So here is my case for MVP. I'm not saying what will happen. I'm saying what should happen. And here is why the NBA voters hate Luka Doncic. It starts all in the beginning of the season, okay? They say he has to lose weight, okay? He goes on the Good Morning Show, he loses weight, but loses weight. This isn't middle school here. He's averaging a 33-point triple-double while being chunky, as they say. But he's averaging 33, 8, and 9, goes on the Good Morning Show. The producer says, is it Ozempic? Which is just so unprepared in so many ways, but he loses the weight. Then he says, okay, Let's see if he averages MVP numbers. He's averaging 33, 8, and 9. Then they said, you know what? He's good, but he doesn't play defense. Meanwhile, his defensive rating says otherwise at 114. Then they said, okay, he plays defense. He's an MVP candidate, but his team isn't winning. I remember last month, I think it was last week of February or March, while the Lakers were a 5th seed, I said Luka Doncic is the NBA's MVP. Now they're a top 3 seed just a week ago for Luka's last game. So my question is, what are y'all going to say now? What's the new excuse?
So I have to ask you a question, right?
Go ahead.
Luka is the MVP, and I'm guessing you think he's the MVP largely on the back of his offensive performance, because Luka Doncic
Absolutely.
is a gifted offensive player.
Thank you.
But when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is more efficient in terms of shooting and in terms of point per possession, in isolation, in transition, as the solo ball handler, in every type of offensive action, I just wonder, how can he be a better offensive player if Shai just is a way better offensive player, and OKC's offense gets better with Shai on the court compared to Luka on the court? So
I absolutely agree with you, and that's where I was going next. A lot of team statistics get brought up in this. Why are the Thunder 8-4 and the Lakers are 7-7 without their solidified superstars? That's what I have to ask. Now, you bring up a good point in terms of efficiency. However, if Luka is also averaging more points, more rebounds, more assists, more steals, what can you say to that? So whenever you throw at me the efficiency, I can throw it back at you and say more points, more rebounds, more assists. Yes, he has the ball a lot more in his hands, but this guy, it's high time that he wins an MVP. Shai has already got one.
But you look at the team offense and you see
Pity
that
MVPs?
you think
pity. He's averaging 33, 8, 9.
But Shai, the OKC offense gets 10 points better with Shai versus no Shai, right?
Yep.
The Lakers offense, 5 points better.
Can I throw out a stat?
It's better. It's double.
Why don't you
Throw
go?
out another
Can I throw out a
stat. Throw out
I
another
know a lot
stat.
of basketball fans that are watching this watch a YouTuber named Jimmy Harberly, and he brought up this stat in his most recent video that ESPN calls the MVP stat. SGA has 443 net points. The second closest player is Nikola Jokic with 310, and just outside of that is Luka Doncic with 305. That is a more than 100-point gap. Last year, it was a difference between 1 point between SGA and Jokic last year. That was how tight the MVP race is.
Fair.
This stat, the MVP stat by ESPN and all their experts, because ESPN is the most well-respected sports network, I think we can all agree. It's an 100-point difference in net rating. And net rating, all that means is that the net rating or the net points. It shows the impact a player has to the team's wins, and who has the most wins in the NBA. No Clemens Hill.
Well, then let's bring up P. Okay. Those are team statistics.
But I want to ask you a question.
Can we talk
People say
about
team
player
statistics.
statistics, individuals?
People say team statistics, right?
Right.
And that would mean that Shai is getting lifted by his offensive core, right?
Okay.
And you look at OKC and you look at their second option. It's worse than Austin Reeves. AJ Mitchell or Chet Holmgren is
Why
their
are they
second option.
8-4 then without Shai, and why are the
The
Lakers?
Lakers are
7-7?
7-7. That's one game.
It doesn't
Are we
matter.
seriously going by one game?
But can we all agree, though, that the Oklahoma City Thunder are way better than the Lakers?
They
Can we
are.
agree
Yes,
with
they
that? Okay.
can.
Yeah.
So therefore, you guys like the best player on the best team
But
award.
he's the best.
It's not the
They're
MVP
the best team
award.
because of him. They are the best team.
because of
They
Shai.
are so good because they are the greatest defense of all time, and they are the greatest defense because Shai is an offensive engine on his own, and he carries
And he
it where
can
they can
guard.
play 4 defenders with him.
Absolutely. That's great, guys, but the stats don't lie.
The stats do lie.
Bring me one out of points, rebounds, assists, steals. He's not leading in one of
Name me
them.
one
It's
advanced
only
stat
his
Luka.
team.
Name me one advanced stat that Luka is leading in. One. EPM.
What do you-
No.
PER.
EPM.
PER.
Darko.
Points per
PER.
possession.
PER.
PER takes all your overall category. His defense rating is at 114. He averages 33, 8, and 9. Overall, when you add that up, he has a better statistical measure in PER than anybody else in the entire league. And as your YouTuber said it, producing so much offense that you'll give his average defense every single time.
No, you won't. Because if you watch that OKC game, what happened then? 12 points.
Without Luka?
No.
With Luka. Before he got
Luka
injured.
got injured, bro.
Before he got injured. What about before,
Let me name
though?
the stats before he got injured.
Because we were stomping.
12 points.
We were donkey
12
smacking.
points, 6 turnovers, 3 for 10 shooting.
Okay, wait. Can I just bring up one thing real quick? That's a regular season game. When's the last time Luka and Shai went up in the playoffs?
Shai
PJ
outperformed
Washington.
Luka.
Wait.
When PJ
2
Washington
Shai
carried.
outperformed Luka.
One second.
Shai outperformed Luka.
I'll finish it with this. 2 years ago, Luka and Shai showed up in the Western Conference semifinals, and that's all we have to go about big games. He beat him in 6 games. So what do you have to say to that?
Okay,
PJ
if we
Washington
want to go
beat
through
the
big games.
PJ Washington, wow.
Okay.
That's
And
our
Derrick
stat.
Jones.
Yes, Luka has the big games and Shai has the championship ring and, the biggest game of them all, Game 7.
What did Shai say? I don't care about the talks and awards. I just want to be at the parade this season.
And Shai is going to win the MVP, so it doesn't even matter what Rohan over there thinks. But no, it's a very tight race. We didn't even mention Wemby and Jokic. There's a lot of great contenders, but we will have to see for the rest of the season. There's not much left, but we will have to see. Join us after this commercial break for the next block.